Hey everyone, welcome to Oddcast. We're your hosts, Joe and Paige, and we're going to talk to you about Thor Love and Thunder. Just so you guys are aware, this is a spoiler review, and so if you haven't seen it, get out.
Yeah, get out now.
Pretty straightforward. All right, so Paige, you and I almost discussed it right outside of the theater, but we then opted not to, which makes sense to me. But I couldn't
contain it. I just had to be like, did you just experience the same thing I did? I had to check.
So I had to also check, but I checked on IMDb to see who wrote Thor Ragnarok and why it was so.
Wasn't it also Taika Waititi?
Nope, he wasn't a writer on it.
Oh, that explains so much.
Same light bulb went off for me. I was like, oh, okay. It was 3 different writers than what Thor Love and Thunder had, and so Taika was one of the 2, and I forget the other person's name, but here's what we want to tell you, our audience. They tried way too hard.
So very hard. They tried,
here's my take. So,
okay, yeah.
Thor 1, it's okay. It's an origin story. Thor Ragnarok, perfect balance of, lightheartedness as well as gravitas of a situation, perfect balance.
It really was.
Thor Dark World, no humor, way too serious.
Yeah.
I would say that Thor Love and Thunder is all humor, not enough gravitas, especially considering the content that's in there.
They're gods. How do you get more gravitas than that? It's just, yeah.
Well, I mean more like the tones of the serious issues, like Jane has cancer and is dying. Okay, serious issue. At the end, I was like, is she okay? It didn't have an impact because they did everything in their power throughout the entirety of the story to just, here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a joke. Even to the point where when we were nearing the 30 to 40% mark, I was like, please, dear God, tell me that this is just Korg telling the story, and at some point we're going to switch to the real version of what the fuck's going on, and it just didn't happen.
So I thought some of the flashbacks, or the retellings were interesting. A lot has happened. I've heard many people joke about what happens in, another 10, 15 years, and you have to see the new movie, and you have to watch 40 movies before that. So I get that they were trying to make it all make sense and remind everybody of what was going on and why it was happening, which some of it was comedic, and I appreciated Korg's take. It was fun when he would explain it. And it did have specific moments that I enjoyed, that I thought, oh yeah, that's funny, or yeah, I totally laughed out loud at this. But the overall picture, I felt like it didn't take itself seriously enough. It was just way too far to one side. You're right. Ragnarok had this perfect balance of action, comedy, interaction with characters, ridiculous humor. It just had this whole thing.
And Ragnarok's not alone, because Ant-Man and Wasp, in my opinion, had that same kind of, where fun and funny, but there's a serious thing going on. We can balance it all together, and it worked. Guardians of the Galaxy were funny and humorous, but there's a certain amount of gravitas. Thor Love and Thunder just didn't have it. I don't know what that X factor is, but it was just missing. And they had the Guardians of the Galaxy there, but for what reason? They could have just not been there. I feel like they were only there because Endgame. Yeah, because they were in Endgame. Why.
That is the 100% the reason why. Yeah.
And I feel like it was kind of a clickbait thing to do. We're going to put the Guardians in the trailer so that people think that the Guardians are in it more than what they actually are. Because, 2 minutes of film time, perfect.
It was 100% clickbait. You're right.
I feel like that was a missed opportunity, though, because, I totally would have watched part of a movie where it's Thor in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and meanwhile Valkyrie and Jane are solving some, shit that's gone wrong on Earth, and then you bring them together to solve the problem at the end. But they didn't do that. I did like how, and it's weird because the movie opened with a dark thing happening. I was like, okay, Christian Bale, I understand your character. They made it very clear what was going on. They established all of that before their awesome rock and roll intro for Marvel Studios. and then it all just kind of went.
Yeah, I felt like the villain. So I was down with Christian Bale being a villain because I hate Christian Bale. But I felt like as part of his villainy was a little too,
Well,
I don't know, sympathetic. Like you gain the sympathy for him in the beginning, and then I mean obviously he starts to kill people. So I mean
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it's supposed to be the whole corruption thing, and I get that.
Yeah. But he was too serious. Like his character as a villain was too serious to compare with the hilarity that was Thor and company. I didn't feel like they were well matched.
I agree and I disagree. I agree that he was more serious than Thor was.
Yeah.
But it's really hard not to be more serious than Thor was because they just went so far in the left field with him.
That's what I'm saying. He was too far to have been matched with him in a feasible way that made it make sense.
And also, like, the whole Hammer relationship thing, kind of funny as a one-time joke, but, like, they kept doing it, like, making it to where Stormbreaker was jealous, and then they were sentient beings, and I was like, so wait, are the weapons alive? Have they been alive this whole time, and we just didn't realize it? So they're just kind of slaves? That seems weird. So it's just, weird. Weird's the only way that I can describe it. But Thor by itself, standalone as a film, I thought did not do a great job of continuing Thor's legacy from Ragnarok. I feel like the ending was kind of chopped together. I was like, okay, so now we've got a little girl badass. All right, I guess. But like, he couldn't make a wish that like he got to live with his daughter. And
I have no idea.
And then, of course, they unleashed Hercules, which is a great Marvel character to unleash. I'm totally down for that. So, overall, Paige, what is your numerical value of rating for Thor Love and Thunder?
I think I'm going to give it 6.
And
I don't know that I've ever rated a Marvel movie that low.
I have. Don't forget, Thor Dark World is a thing.
I didn't hate Thor Dark World. I mean, I didn't hate this one either, though, so...
I'm going to watch it again, but I think right now I'm floating around a 5. As in, it was just a standard movie. It doesn't, like, step out in my mind as like, oh, that was great, or, oh, I for sure need to watch it again, or I hate it. No, it's just kind of a meh, So, as our audience at home can tell, CN is not with us. That is because right now he is on the West Coast. We are very curious to see if his thoughts are aligned with ours. So here's CN and his thoughts on it.
Wait, hold on. What are you guys talking about? For one, I never thought the Guardians was actually going to be in the entire movie, not even based on a trailer. I kind of just assumed that it was, like Paige said, it was the bridge that kind of just went from the end of Endgame to where Thor is at now. So that's it. And the whole comment as far as like it kind of trying too hard to be kind of like no, I mean I could see some elements like the whole kids battle towards the end. Now I did think that battle was fantastic. The only thing I questioned is that every single time we seem to see Thor, he seems to always have some new awesome added ability. So him giving these kids the power of Thor, I was like, why didn't he just give those ability to the Avengers? Now, I do have to agree with you as far as the way the villain ended. Christian Bale, I think, did actually a fantastic job playing that villain. He was very, very convincingly creepy. And the issue that I actually had with it was that I did feel like that his quick turnaround as far as his little, like, all right, you gotta have my daughter kind of, I thought that was a little too quick and a little, but I've seen that in movies before, so it's not really, but it's whatever. Now, so actually speaking of that scene, did that little shadowy thing that gives you your wishes look a little familiar? To me, it looked a little bit like Galactus. I was just like, wait, is that Galactus? But no, apparently not. Overall, I felt that Thor Love and Thunder, I think it had a great story. I did not mind at all the constant comedic aspects, unlike Joe, not necessarily liking the whole dynamic between Mjolnir and his new axe and that whole dynamic. I thought it was pretty funny. I think Taika Waititi did a great job writing this, directing it. Was it better than Ragnarok? I don't think so. but it was damn good. I'm ready for another one. So now the ranking, I'm going to give it an 8. Like I said, I thought it was very well written. I didn't mind the comedic aspects of it. Like I said, Christian Bale did a fantastic job. I think everybody did a fantastic job. Taika, I think great directing. I think it has some great writing elements. So that's where I'm at. So that's it for us here at Oddcast. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and that notification bell there as well. But until then, take care, guys. Peace.